Well, looks like AEW Dynamite is garbage once again. Name my topic tonight is called. Hold on, let's tell you what topic is tonight. It's called. The main topic tonight is called Mayhem and Morons in Mexico City. It's all in 2025. Gonna be a big problem. So much I have to say. So let's get started with tonight's show. And let's all of us and there's some news. I got some news for all of you. WWE SmackDown to return back to 2 hours next month. Next month, 2 hours. Next month in July. Well, that's good. Well, that's good because yeah, 2 hours because they were on all they were on for like yeah they were there yeah that yeah, they were reported Tuesday that despite recent reports that the USA had no plans on moving the show away from a 3 hour format time any soon. And the trailer for Rayman unveils a series to premiere on August 15th of this year at 10 p.m. Eastern Pacific at the time of network. However, PW Insider further notes that according to Reed, the 10 p.m. hour will be aired Resident Alien. In SmackDown, all we know that SmackDown has been to 3 hours since last January. It is according to PW Inside Leak, the SmackDown is scheduled back to a 2 hour format on the USA Network beginning to tape July 4th episode. WWE will be holding the taping for that show on May 30th of this year at Raw at the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, hometown of my friend. Yeah. Yeah, let me see. I'm starting this over again because I didn't get to the beginning. Now I'm gonna reread what I just said. Repeat it all. Y'all just read all the again. Yeah, we reported on Tuesday that despite recent reports that USA had no plans to moving the show from a 3 hour format anytime soon. A trailer for the Rainmaker reveals the series premiere on August 15th at 10 p.m. At August 15th this year at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the network. However, PW Insider further notes that according to the reader, the 10 p.m. hour will air Resident Alien. SmackDown is suspended 3 hours back in January. Wow, what a shocking. That's good. And there's some other reports. Let's all pray for WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan. He was hospitalized for heart failure, and PW Insider notes that the report is not correct. It was said that in speaking with sources close to Hogan, he admitted to the hospital a few days ago, but not for a heart issue. It was expected to release he's expected to be released sometime on Wednesday. The report adds Hogan experienced adverse reactions following his recent neck surgery, which will be the reason he ended up in the hospital. Yeah, it was on the Bubba the Love Sponge radio show. Yeah. Okay, now let's get down to tonight's show. At most deals, let's go to get with the show. He kicks things off with a hot crowd in Mexico City as Hangman Adam Page makes his way down to the ramp with mic in hand and he introduces himself in Spanish. Though he admits he has a shaky handle on the language, Excalibur is offering the translation as Page speaks. Page talks about his family growing up in a farm working with migrants, addressing the bonds he shares with those who work hard for their own families. He thanks the crowd for having them in their house tonight, which gets a great pop from the fans. He thanks CMLL for the chance to work together, showing off the best professional wrestling in the world before turning his attention to the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Page will not be wrestling tonight as he been barred from the arena during the main event, but nobody said anything about after the match. He ends up by saying he have his eyes on Jon Moxley at all the same time. All the same. His music hitting as he heads up the ramp. Commentary runs down the lineup for tonight, including a 14-man tag team match to kick things off. FTR's music hits as Stokely halfway reveals that due to circumstances beyond his control, Cash Wheeler will not be competing tonight, but they will have a replacement in Valdor Jr. He makes his entrance, followed by the Don Callis family. Bandito starts the entrance for the Poison team, followed by CMLL's Atlantis. Templero and Atlantis Jr. to a mixed reaction. As commentary explains to the fans are not in favor of the much younger, hold on a second, of the much younger on the much younger, and not in favor of the younger Atlantis. Running out of the entrance is Daniel Garcia and Adam Crowley. The latter is getting a massive pop from the crowd before this match gets underway. 14-man tag team match: Bandito, Adam Cole, Daniel Garcia, Brody King, Templero, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr. versus Kon, Suzuki Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Lance Archer, and Josh Alexander. Hiroshiro, Dark Sarwood, and Valdor Jr. We start off with Takeshita and Bandito. Ring of Honor World Champion gets the upper hand first, but Takeshita takes control until Bandito sends him out of the ring, and it seems we're working under Lucha Libre rules as Hiroshiro enters the ring. Next, the two go at it until Hiroshiro takes Bandito down to the mat, mocking the crowd after. Garcia gets in now, dancing to the mock Hiroshiro until Luchador catches him by the legs. Daniel takes him down with head scissors, forcing hhim out of the ring as Dex Harwood comes in. Garcia takes him to the corner for some punches, but Dex fights back until Garcia rolls out of the ring. Atlantis Jr. enters the ring to boos as he takes Harwood to take task for a near fall. The boos turn to cheers as soon as Templero tags in, but they double team Dex until Valdor comes in. This leads to a set of head scissors from Templero and Atlantis Jr. with Dark Harwood and sent out of the ring as Templero focuses on his attack on Valdor. He sends Valdor out before leaving the ring as well, allowing Dex and Brody to enter the ring. Lance Archer enters and things quickly break down as Cole also gets involved with the ring being cleared out, saying it's the AEW TNT champion. Fletcher steps in, taking Cole down before sending him out of the ring, which leads to Atlantis entering the ring. Dynamite. The dynamic Atlantis Jr.'s presence is well now known as the crowd, especially boo every move he makes. The rest of the team gets cheered. Yeah, that's me cheering. I'm not cheering. They eventually clear the ring of their opponents to a big pop, which go to a full ad break on Max. Full ad break on Max. Back from the break, Josh Alexander and Bandito have tagged in to go at it, with Alexander attempting the Ring of Honor World Champion for an avalanche to a belly-to-belly suplex in a 2 count. Takashi looks to get involved as he climbs to the top, but he gets stopped by Bandito, sending him into the Alpha. Templero tags in, goes after Alexander with a luchador, sending their opponents down hard for a Templero near fall on Alexander. Fletcher goes into the action, as does Atlantis, who gets booed before the fans cheer for Josh, sending him off the turnbuckle. Things break down until Don Callis finally mastered punches in each corner. The action then spills to the outside with Bandito hitting a moonsault before Brody and Lance enter the ring for a much needed house fight. They trade strikes until Brody hits the ropes for a shoulder tackle. Archer leaves the ring to allowing Hechisharo to get in, and he takes King to the mat, keeping the big man grounded. However, this soon is met with Brody taking the air when he hits the head scissors on Hechisharo to send him out of the ring. He leaves the ring as this gets Atlantis and Dex to the ring. The pair go at it to the corner before Atlantis fights back, catching Dex with a small package victory. Wins via pinfall, Bandito, Adam Cole, Dan Garcia, Brody King, and Templero, Atlantis Jr. The celebration is cut short by Dex and his friends going on the attack before things clear out. Video package: the history of Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega ahead of the massive winner takes all match in Texas. Up next, all Okada faces Mark Briscoe in a non-title action. Back at ringside, Mark Briscoe makes his way down to the ring as we get a look at his challenge to Okada for tonight. Briscoe gets a nice pop, but Okada gets a bigger one as he makes his entrance before this match gets underway. Non-title match: AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada versus Mark Briscoe. The two-man lock up with the champion sending Mark Briscoe to the ropes before forcing him out of the ring. Briscoe makes it back in after running around, but Okada manages to intercept him for some more damage. He brings out Mark to the corner, but Briscoe escapes his grasp, landing some hard strikes on Okada, taking him down with a kick. Okada starts to fight back, but Briscoe sends him out of the ring for a dive through the ropes before sending him back into the ring. Okada fights back once more, this time he's sending Briscoe to the outside with a dropkick as we go to an ad break on Max. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, back from the break, both men are in the ring again as with the champ taking control as he sends Briscoe to the mat. He sets the former Ring of Honor world champion for a tombstone, but Mark counters for a near fall instead. Briscoe evades a run maker for a kick, forcing him into the canvas. The fans are relying behind Briscoe as he trades strikes with Okada. He sends the champ to the ropes, but is knocked down by Okada instead. But Briscoe remains silent as he takes Okada down for a near fall. Despite his efforts, however, Mark gets taken down with several strikes into the net breaker and allowing Okada to gain control from the elbow drop. He mocks the crowd by flipping them. Mark Briscoe is not afraid to bite that bird. He takes the champ down before going up on top before a froggy bow that only gets a 2 count. He goes for a driller, but Okada catches him with a back body drop. Briscoe evades the lariat, but takes a drop kick by Okada, only for Briscoe to dodge another ringmaker. Jay Driller gets blocked, and we trade between this and the ringmaker attempt until Okada catches him with a tombstone pile driver. He's not done, however. Okada lands on the rainmaker on lariat for Briscoe for the win. We're in the video pinfall, Kazuchika Okada. Callis enters the ring with Okada's title to present him as Okada raises it with a chant of Omega by the crowd. Callis attacks Briscoe, setting him up for a further beatdown by Okada for the pair retreat up the ramp. Up next, MJF takes on Mystico. Commercial break. Back at ringside, MJF is accompanied by the Hurt Syndicate with the powers of Bill Woos as he heads down to the ramp in his American Hero attire as we look back at how this match came about. Out next is Mystico referring to MJF Sin Cara, remark from last week, by wearing the mask on the stage before taking it off to reveal one in the style of the Mexican flag. The crowd singing along with his theme as he heads to the ring to get this match underway. MJF versus Mystico. MJF shoves the luchador down to the mat, immediately mocking the crowd in Mexico City as they let him know what they think of the American Hero. Mystico takes him down before backing off, and this gives MJF an opening to a land kick. Mystico fouts out with a side headlock to wear Freeman down before walking to the ropes for head scissors into a near fall. Moron Jackass Freeman rolls out of the ring, taking a breather of a word of advice from MVP. The luchador gives chase before he's cut off by the Hurt Syndicate, and this allows Moron Jackass Freeman to blindside him, setting him to the floor for mocking the crowd. They respond in kind as he brings Mystico back in the ring for a knee drop. But Mystico sends him to the corner. He looks to follow up on this, but this is sent into the turnbuckle by MJF, who taunts the crowd by signing the Pledge of Allegiance as MJF yells at him to stay on top of his opponent. Sure enough, Mystico takes him down in response, but Moron Jackass Freeman manages to get one over on him for a near fall before we go to an air break on Max. Full air break on Max. Back from the break, we see that the Hurt Syndicate ganged up on Mystico. Moron Jackass Freeman brought him back in the ring. As in real time, we see him mocking the luchador even more. Mystico fights back, sending Moron Jackass Freeman to the ropes before landing an elbow strike. Elbow strike on the American Hero. He lures Moron Jackass Freeman into the corner before hitting a kick, getting the crowd even more pumped up as he sets up for a DDT that forces Freeman to roll to the outside for a break. Moron Jackass Freeman makes it back to his feet. This is the only luchador to get the drop on him. Esta Lucha chant. This is wrestling. Esta Lucha. Esta Lucha. Shows the crowd continuing their support for the legend as he brings Moron Jackass Freeman back into the ring, continuing the defense before going up on top for a moonsault. Only for Moron Jackass Freeman to roll out of the way. Moron Jackass Freeman gets caught with a power slam instead, but it only gets for a two count for the luchador. He brings Moron Jackass Freeman to his feet for some strikes before hitting the ropes, where Moron Jackass Freeman catches him in the eyes. Mystico responds with a kick, but the destroyer works out in Moron Jackass Freeman's favor for the 2 count. Moron Jackass Freeman takes his lead from the ring, heading up the ramp to boos from the crowd. Mystico gives it a chase before looking for El Mystica, but Moron Jackass Freeman counters with a tombstone power driver. Both men are down as the ref leaves the ring to check on them. Moron Jackass Freeman makes it to his feet, pulling the ref toward the ring to start the count. At the count, we see Mystico sitting up, making his way down to the ramp just as the count reaches 8 before he gets back into the ring. Moron Jackass Freeman looks for a Long Island sunrise off the turnbuckle, but Mystico intercepts him for a Spanish fly to the mat. Mystico manages to get to a cover, but is only good for a 2 count. Mystico gets back to his feet, but the ref is distracted by MVP as the luchador connects with La Mystica. We get a visual tap out, but it's no good as the ref is still distracted, allowing MJF to land on a low blow for a roll up, but Mystico kicks out to a big pop. MJF has had enough of the legend, however, landing on another elbow blow in clear view of the ref, who calls for the bell and a disqualification. Winner via DQ, Mystico. Moron Jackass Freeman and the Hurt Syndicate are far from finished. However, as they beat Mystico down before Moron Jackass Freeman does seemingly the unthinkable by pulling the mask off the Lucha Libre legend. The crowd is in uproar as MJF puts the mask on, flipping them off. for Bandito, Templario, and Titan to end the disrespect. This leads to a standoff with the Syndicate until Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey catches them by surprise, forcing them out of the ring, while Mystico is handed a mask to cover up out of respect. His music hits as the Hurt Syndicate retreats him up to the ramp as we go to a commercial break. We head back into ringside for our next match as Ricochet makes his entrance. This is followed by the revival of Hologram to a nice pop from the crowd. Lio Rush enters next, rounding out the competitors as Miss Cara Dorada to a good pop from the fans as this match gets underway. 4 million pesos high-flying four-way match. Mascara Dorada versus Ricochet versus Hologram versus Lio Rush. The crowd is mocking Ricochet for being bald as he points out the referee for sharing his burden before competitors face off, only for Rush to go to the corner to mock the fans. They get to jump on him before Rush and Ricochet cut the field in half for an alliance. They lay into the luchadors, sending him to the corners for some more offense as Hologram gets sent out of the ring. Ricochet lands on a clothesline on Dorada as Hologram gets back in the ring, only for both luchadors to get sent to the floor outside. Ricochet and Rush look for a dive, but they get intercepted by the luchadors. Instead, they take both men down hard. Ricochet is sent to the corner with a springboard arm drag by Dorada, who trades off with Hologram to force Rush and Ricochet out of the ring. They stare each other down before hitting the ropes, where Ricochet and Rush pull them to the outside. Ricochet sends Hologram into the barricade, with Rush eventually doing the same to Dorada. He brings the luchador back into the ring where Ricochet waits, and they double team Dorada for some more damage before the alliance breaks down, allowing Dorada to fight back. He sends Rush to the corner for a kick, but is thrown away by Ricochet before Rush sends him into the barricade. Hologram catches Rush at the ropes looking for crossbody into a anti-air dropkick from Ricochet. He sends a Hologram to the outside before he and Rush dives to take us to an ad break on Max. Back from the break, things have broken down as Dorado gets sent out of the ring, allowing Ricochet and Rush to target Hologram once again. He leaves the ring as we see Rush and Ricochet arguing, presumably over who should get the pinfall at the Money at Stake. This leads to a shoving contest between them until Dorada sends Ricochet into Rush with a drop kick. He gets the upper hand on both opponents until Rush sends him away just as a Hologram comes in to help him send him out of Ricochet to the outside once more. It looks like they might go after each other, but instead they hit the ropes to get a dive on Ricochet and Rush on the outside. They get back in the ring to go at it, trading offense until Dorada catches the Hologram with a near fall. Ricochet comes in, only for Leo to push him away before trading strikes with Dorada. It's a bush boot on Rush. Ricochet comes in, avoiding a Hurricanrana to hit a double stump on the luchador. Rush sends Ricochet in the corner before turning his attention to a Hologram, eventually landing a poison Rana on the luchador for a 2 count. He then lands on a frog splash on Dorado before Ricochet breaks up the pin at 2. He keeps Rush down before going up top for Leo to intercept. They fight it out on the turnbuckle before Rush and Hurricanrana, but Ricochet blocks it, but Rush blocks a power bomb set up before Hologram grabs him. Portal bomb gets blocked as Rush gets over with the feet on the ropes, which causes Ricochet to drop the mat. Hologram kicks out, landing a portal bomb and pinfall that Ricochet is unable to stop. Winner pinfall Hologram. Hologram gets some fog steam coming up from the roof to help him celebrate as we go to a commercial break. Then we go to commercial break. Back at ringside, Mercedes Moné makes her way to the ring to a pretty pop from the crowd. She heads down to the ramp. Our next is the champion as Zeuxis heads to the ring, and this title match gets underway. CMLL Women's World Championship match. Zeuxis defends against Mercedes Moné. Zeuxis takes the CEO down to the mat for a quick near fall before sending Moné to the corner for a running kick that gets her to a 2 count. The champ continues the attack, laying into Mercedes, who tries to get the jump on Zeuxis, who catches Moné for another near fall instead. She follows up with a lawn blower on the CEO, who narrowly kicks out. She takes the ropes, jumping over the champ for a statement maker, but Zeuxis manages to crawl to the ropes for a break. She leaves the ring, but Zeuxis gets the barricade by Moné, who brings her back into the ring for a Mio for a 2 count. The champ takes the ropes for a hair crown, but forces Mercedes to break to the break on the outside, followed by a diving to force her to the floor as we go to an ad break on Max. Full ad break on Max. Back from the break, Mercedes has taken control. She heads to the corner, but the champ intercepts for a Spanish fly for a near fall. Zeuxis can regain control as she sends Moné to the corner looking for her to send her down to the mat, but Moné counters, landing in something of a power slam followed by a pin for the victory. Winning by pinfall and the new CMLL World Women's Champion Mercedes Moné. New champion gets bathed in steamers from the ceiling as she celebrates the win. We see a video on the screen of a new feature from Timeless Tony Storm talking about her date with the CEO. The lights come back as we see Mina Shikara, which turns out to be a ruse, as Tony catches the CEO from behind for a German suplex. Moné flees the ring as he runs up to the ramp, and Tony chases her, with officials trying to break things up. They finally force Storm away as her music hits, and she grabs the microphone telling Moné, "Let the games begin," before we go to a commercial break. Commercial break. Now it's time for our main event as Will Ospreay makes his way out to a massive pop from the Mexico City crowd. They keep the same energy for the Ops as they come out next, before Swerve Strickland rounds out for the first team on their way to the ring. The Beast Morals presumably makes his way out to the stage as do the Death Riders. Zoomed there with no real wiggle room for them to go through the crowd here in the arena in Mexico. As they head to the stage next, rounding out the competitors are the Young Bucks, and the groups makes their way to the ring as this main event gets underway. The 10-man tag team match: Jon Moxley, Matthew Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, the Beast Mortals, and Wheeler Yuta versus Will Ospreay, Strickland, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Kazuchika Shibata. Matthew and Ospreay start out only for Matthew to tag in the Beast. He lands a big right hand on Ospreay, sending him to the corner. As the crowd nearly drowned out in commentary with Ospreay soccer style chant, Morris for his part continues to beat down until Ospreay catches him with a Hurricanrana, forcing the Beast to the outside but a dive attempt gets intercepted by Nicholas. He and Matthews double team Ospreay before taking out Swerve when he tries to get involved. Ospreay counters them for a pair of mountain drops, but takes him down to the mat before Yuta tags in. Ospreay fights back, sending Wheeler Yuta to the canvas before Swerve tags in for a double team. By a gritty strike by Strickland allows Yuta to fight back, but Swerve hits a backbreaker before tagging in Samoa Joe. The crowd is fired up as he pounds away at Yuta into the corner, followed by some hard kicks and an elbow drop. Tag to Shibata, who brings Wheeler to his feet for some forearm strikes strikes at Yuta, tries to fight back with his own. The exchange extends when Shibata drops him hard before taking in Hobbs, who sends Yuta hard into the corner before Joe tags in. He lands some hard strikes of his own before covering, but Wheeler kicks out at 2. Mox gets the tag as he and Joe trade strikes, before Joe gets a repeated clutch. This leads to a chaos and all 10 men to get into it, with Ospreay sending both Matthew into the outside to finish clearing the ring before landing a Sky Twister pressed and a whole mass of bodies to the floor as we go to an ad break on Max. Back from break, Mox and Ospreay are in the ring and going at it when Mox gets a 2 count. He goes for a Karamara as Ospreay tries to fight out of it, only for a world champion to break the hold so he can keep Swerve away. Ospreay hits the ropes as he hits a kick on Mox, who looks almost as dizzy as he gets a tag to Yuta. Hobbs tags in as well, sending Wheeler to the corner before landing a series of clotheslines and sending him to the mat for a short arm lariat. The Bucks can come in running into the intervening as he is barely phased, but blocks a super kick to grab him, but by the throat. But Mox comes in to break it up. Only for Hobbs to hit the rope, sending him to the outside. Yuta is sent to the corner as Shibata makes the tag for a running kick. And a suplex followed by a power slam by Hobbs, allowing Shibata to get a near fall. Mortos breaks things up, layering nearly as everyone out before Joe comes in. The 2 straight strikes before Joe is sent to the corner, where he catches the Beast with an ear nudge. The Bucks come in to send Joe out of the ring, but this rings Ospreay, who evades the heat trigger to hit an Oscutter, forcing them out of the ring as well before Strickland runs out for a dive. Shibata and Yuta slug it out until both drop to the canvas before Strickland and Mox tag in, trading strikes until the champ is taken to the mat. Swerve and Ospreay double team Mox until Matthew stops Swerve stomp, and chaos ensues and allowing Mox to roll up Swerve for a handful of trunks for the win. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, when see winners pinfall winners by pinfall: John Moxley, Matthew Jackson, and Nicholas. Handful of tracks for the win. Winners by pinfall: John Moxley, Matthew Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, the Beast Mortos, and Wheeler Yuta. Baz continues to beat down as Heyman and Page makes his way down for the save. He runs roughshod on the Death Riders until he goes for a buckshot lariat on Mox, only for the world champion to dodge it, which sends Hangman into Matthew Jackson instead. Nicholas shouts at him as Mox tries to blindside him, only for the Death Riders to retreat up to the ramp. Page starts to follow them, but to no avail, leaving Hangman to focus on riling up the crowd as commentary gives a shout out to CMLL as the fans in Mexico bring the show to a close. And that's it. That will do for that will do it. That's my little review. And now I'm saying that was a terrible. That was terrible. Tonight was just terrible. Now was All In 2025 gonna be a big problem. Who knows? I don't think this will do good. Who knows? I don't think if this will do good. This event, All In 2025. Who really knows? Yeah, who really knows? I don't know. I don't know who knows what will happen. So so that'll do for that will do for my review. Now it's time for something I like to do. It's time for Justin. It's time. There's all the wrestling birthdays, wrestling history and birthdays and all, pop culture and all that stuff. Let's go to yesterday, June the 17th. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to look at this thing to load. Okay, yesterday was a happy 55th birthday to Will Forte. Will Forte, he was a guest on Monday Night Raw along with Catherine as MacGruber. It was a parody of MacGyver along with I think Kristen Wiig from Will Forte from Saturday Night Live. I think Catherine Wiig, Kristen Wiig from Saturday Night Live was on Monday Night Raw. It was April 19, 2010. It was a handicap match. Kaluber and MacGruber versus defeating Ryder close up by a count out in a handicap match. And that was the great Khali, who was Kaluber. That was funny. He turns 50. Hold on a second. He turned, no wait, not 55. He does turn 55 today. I'm sorry. Yeah, 55 today. I'm sorry. And Aaron Murphy, who was a guest on Hulk Hogan's, was a celebrity guest on Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling. She was Aaron Murphy. She was known as Tabitha Stevens on TV, the little girl on TV show Bewitched. Yeah, she turns 61 today. I think 61. Yo, wait, 51 today. 51. Wait, hold on, wait. Yeah, 60. Yeah, 60. Yeah, 61 today. She turned 61 today. And Clarence Mason, who was a WWE manager and WCW manager, he turned 65 today. Yeah, he turned 65 today, Clarence Mason. His real name is Herman Stevens Jr. Turned 65 today, Clarence Mason. And he made a WCW appearance too. And let's see what else. See what else. See, I'm trying to see. Okay, let's go. Okay, Pulp Culture, June 17th, 1985. The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and News was released as a single from the Back to the Future movie soundtrack. That was June 17th, 1985. See on WCW Pro, WCW Pro. WCW Pro. Let's see WCW Pro. It's out. This is out just hours before Great American Bash. The match, Meng defeated Ian Weston. Great American, Meng defeated Ian Weston in the Great American Bash Control Center meeting in Oakland. Occurs in the main event last week. Nasty Boys versus Blue Bloods. The Nasty Boys versus Barry Hardy versus Chris Speaker. Featured in Dungeon and Doom. Then we see Alex Wright defeat Crusher Sloan and Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Slave. I think there was a no contest return bout. I think Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Slave won the match, or maybe Ryan Armstrong won the match. Who knows? See on WCW Worldwide. Marcus Alexander Bagwell and the Patriot defeated Sledgehammer McGill and Tony Mella. Paul Orndorff defeated Steve Storm. See, what else now? WWF Superstars, June 17th, 1995. Okay, Barry Orr on WWF Superstars, June 17, 1995. Henry O'Godwin defeated Bret the Hitman Hart by count out. The Blue Twins defeated Gus Kantarikis and John Smith. Man Mountain Rock defeated Kenny Kendall. Jeff Jarrett defeated Sonny Sinwansky. John Pierre defeated Reginald Walker. Savio Baker defeated Bob Cook. Trying to see what else. See, now on WWF WCW Saturday night. For Great American Bash, Brian Pillman defeated Romeo Valentino. Harlem Heat defeated Tommy Tanner and Todd Zane. Tommy Tanner and Todd Zane. Bader defeated Eddie Jackie. Dave Sullivan defeated Butch Long. WCW TV champion Arn Anderson defeated Rob Thompson. Sergeant Craig Pittman defeated Chris Sawyer. Paul Orndorff defeated Barry Houston. Roy Hart defeated Manny Fernandez, and WCW World Tag Team Champions Nasty Boys fought Blue Bloods into a no contest for retaining titles. This was the day before Great American Bash '95. Then on that same day, a wrestling event took place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania called ECW Barbed Wire Hoodies and Choke Slams. The Brood, the Broad Street Bullet defeated the New Jersey Devil. Mikey Whipwreck defeated Val Puccio. Vampire Warrior defeated Hack Myers. Tommy Dreamer of Luna Vachon defeated Vampire Warrior. In 9/11 and 9/11 with Paul E. Dangerously, some of you know it's Paul the Walrus Heyman defeated Jungle Jim Steele. McGillicuddy with Raven and Steve Winch defeated Luna Vachon. Too Cold Scorpio and Taz with Paul E. Dangerous, you know it's Paul Heyman defeated Pitbull #1, Pitbull #2, and Raven. Bill McGillicuddy and Steven Richards. 3-on-2 handicap match, and Sandman with Woman, known as Nancy Benoit, late Nancy Benoit, via Cactus Jack TK by knock TKO, and barbed wire match for the ECW World Heavyweight title. See what Okay, 2005, when the movie was released in theaters, starring The Perfect Man, starring um, Hilary Duff and Heather Locklear, was released. Perfect Man. Let's see what else. The Perfect Man is really let's see what other movie was released. Let's see. 2015 on Impact Wrestling. Okay, Eddie, in Paris on June 17, 2015, Eddie Edwards defeated Bobby Roode. Bob Graham defeated Joseph Park in a Graham Open Challenge No DQ style match. Grotesque Massacre and Awesome Kong defeated Marty Bell and Jay with Taryn Terrell. Jesse Gars defeated GJZ. Ethan Carter defeated Lashley. And NXT. Charlotte defeated Cassie. I got some. Okay, because that bottle's empty, okay? Okay, as I was saying, apologize. Mom's giving me some work on the telephone. Kevin Owens got Charlotte Flair defeated Cassie. Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe in a no contest. Okay, now let's go to today's. Now, June the 18th. Yeah, let's go June 18th. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hope all of you have a good Father's Day last Sunday. By the way, for all of you. Okay. Birthdays today. Today would have been a happy. Today would have been a happy 92nd birthday. 92nd birthday to Larry the Axe Henning, the father of the late Mr. Perfect Kurt Henning, and the son and the grandson of Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel. Some of you know is Curtis Axel. And Salvatore Bellomo would have been Salvatore Bellomo. He would have been 74. He would have been 74 today. He died on February 9th, 2019. Former WWE wrestler, ECW. Very passing. Russian female wrestler Masha Slamovich, she returns 27 today. And now today, let's see. Okay. WWF Wrestling Challenge, June 18th, 1995. The Blue Twins, Eli and Jacob, with Uncle Zebekiah, who knows Zeb Coulter, defeated John Crystal and Mike Curry. Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine, Teddy Best defeated Jerry Flynn. The Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart, defeated Doug Stahl and the Brooklyn Brawler, HBK, the Showstopper. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels defeated Rad Radford, and Triple H defeated Barry Horowitz. Okay, on WWF X Zone USA Network, shown Wrestling Challenge. Jacob and Eli Boo defeat John Crystal and Mike Curry. Kama defeats Jerry Flynn. That was shown on all of them was shown on Wrestling Challenge. Then a video cap of the Bret Hart and Jerry Lawler feud. This is leading up to King of the Ring 95. And Smoking Guns defeat Brooklyn Brawler and Doug Stahl. The match first shown on the June 18th, on the same day, June 18, 1995 edition of Wrestling Challenge. And Whale Mercy Division at the Worm airs. Then we see Shawn Michaels defeating Rad Radford on the show. Okay, on WCW main event, it's hours before the Great American Bash, Harlem Heat, Booker T, and Steve Ray with sensational Sister Sherry defeated the Fanatics, Bobby Fulton, and Tommy Rogers. Sergeant Craig Pittman defeated Scott D'Amore. The Stud Stable, Bunkhouse Buck, and Dirty the Slayer, Colonel Robert Parker, and defeated Barry Houston and Frankie Lancaster. And then, this is the pre-show now, and that same day, WCW, the Great American Bash took place. Great American Bash 95 took place. took place at the Hara Arena in Dayton, Ohio. And first match of the show, a tag team match, Harlem Heat and Booker T and Stevie Ray with Sister Sherry defeated Fanatics, Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. Sergeant Craig Pittman defeated Scott D'Amore Scott D'Amore. Dirty Dick Slater and Bunkhouse Buck defeated Colonel Parker. Robert Parker defeated Frankie Lancaster and Barry Houston. Alex Wright defeated Flying Brian Pillman. Dusty Wonder King. Alex Wright defeated Flying Brian Pillman. Dave Sullivan defeated Diamond Dallas Page with Diamond Doll. Max Muscle Diamond Doll, some of you know, is Kimberly Page. Hacksaw Jim Duggan defeated Sergeant Craig Pittman by DQ. And Harlem Heat defeated Dirty Dick Slater and Bunkhouse Buck, Colonel Tom Parker in Maine. Tag team match. The Renegade with Renegade, some of the ripoff of the Ultimate Warrior, with Jimmy Hart defeated Arn Anderson in singles match for the WCW TV Championship. Nasty Boys Ryan Knobs and Jerry Knobs and Sags defeated the Blue Bloods, Earl Robert Eaton, some of you know as Bobby Eaton, and Laura Steven Reeves known as William Regal for the tag team match for the WCW Tag Team Championship. Sting defeated Remain, Colonel Tom Parker, for the vacant WCW US Heavyweight title. And Nature Boy Ric Flair defeated the Macho Man Randy Savage for Angel Poffo. Yeah, Savage wanted revenge for what Flair did to his father at Stonebrewery 9-5 relating to the Union. Then June 18, 2005. June 18, 2000. June 18, 2005. Yeah, WWE Velocity, Eminem, Joey Mercury and Nitro with Melina defeated Kevin Matthews and Nick Burke to win the WWE Tag Team Championship. Junto defeated Funaki. Rene Dupree and Mark Jindrak defeated Mark Jindrak, Mexican Cool, Psychosis, and Super Crazy defeated Keo and Billy Kidman. Okay, now let's go to 2015 on SmackDown. Okay, Kane on SmackDown. Kane defeated Sheamus. Sheamus defeated Dean Ambrose by DQ in a handicap match. Rebel defeated Paige. Dolph Ziggler with Lana defeated Bo Dallas. Neville defeated Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston and Big E. Kevin Owens defeated Cesaro. Kane and Sheamus defeated Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Then Seth Rollins responded to the emergence of Brock Lesnar that same day. Let's see. What else? Let's see. On WWE Superstars the same day, Cesaro defeated Bo Dallas by submission. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan defeated Los Matadores, Diego and Fernando with El Torito in the Ascension counter victory in the triple threat tag team match. And that's it. That will do it. On the late change. And the Godfather Soul Jules was swimming. That will do it. We got everything wrapped up. It's a late chat him, so I always say I'm like dressed up a cherry trigger scene like Lionel Richie, dance like James Brown, like to get in the hot tub, gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing the impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. Back in the 80s, I never grew up in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. So subscribe to me, Godfather Soldier Slim. Hit like, make comment, video. Hope all of you have a good night. It's 11:45. Hope all of you have a good night. I'm out of here. Peace.